Long ago, in the hills where the Ao people lived, Lijaba, the great creator and guardian of the Ao tribe, noticed that something was wrong. The people had grown distant from each other. They forgot the values of kindness, generosity, and community that Lijaba had once taught them. Greed and selfishness were creeping into their hearts. Lijaba knew that it was time for him to remind them of these important values. But how could he show them? He decided to walk among his people, not as a powerful god, but as a simple, homeless old man. One evening, Lijaba dressed in tattered clothes, with his hair unkempt and his feet dusty from the journey. He traveled from village to village, knocking on doors, asking for shelter and a little food. But at every house the answer was the same. The people, now focused on their own comforts, turned him away. Doors were shut in his face. His humble requests were ignored. The hearts of the people had become cold and distant. After wandering for many days, Lijaba came to the edge of a village. There, in a small run-down hut, lived two sisters. They were poor, with barely enough food for themselves. Their clothes were worn, and their home was simple, but their hearts were kind and full of love. When Lijaba knocked on their door and asked for shelter, the sisters didn't hesitate. They welcomed him with open arms, saying, "We don't have much, but what we have, we are happy to share." They gave him their only blanket to keep him warm, and with the little food they had, they prepared a small meal. That night, they sat together by the fire, talking and listening to the old man's stories. The sisters were poor in material things, but they were rich in kindness. The next morning, as the old man prepared to leave, he revealed his true identity. The sisters gasped in surprise. It was Lijaba, their creator and protector. Lijaba smiled at them and said, "You have shown great kindness to a stranger when others turned me away. For your generosity, I will bless you." With a wave of his hand, their small broken-down hut transformed into a beautiful, sturdy home. Their fields, once dry and barren, became lush with crops and fruit. The sisters had more than enough food and wealth, not just for themselves, but enough to help others in need. News of their sudden fortune spread throughout the village. People came to ask how it happened, and when the sisters shared their story, the villagers realized the truth. They had turned away their creator. Filled with shame and regret, they decided to change their ways. From that day on, the people of the village practiced kindness, generosity, and respect. They learned that true wealth is not in what you own, but in how you treat others. And Lijaba, pleased with the change, watched over them, proud of his people once again. This story reminds us all of the power of kindness, no matter how little we have. It shows that generosity and a warm heart can bring blessings beyond our imagination. The Ao people have carried this lesson through generations, reminding each other of the importance of compassion in a world that sometimes forgets.